What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here, and this is Criminal Minds Season 12, Episode 5, The Anti-Terror Squad. So this one kind of hits home with me because I was bullied in high school too. Not not really that kind of bullying. The bullying in high school where I was more kind of verbal, sometimes just kind of ignoring, mostly. But I didn't really experience the full brunt of it. A lot of kids got it worse than I did, but it is something that you generally see focused on quite a bit in TV shows at times. They try to focus on this whole bullying aspect and how it shouldn't be happening, and it really shouldn't be. We're at a point now where it's kind of like, as seen by a lot of the votes from the millennials, there wants to be a lot of acceptance for everything. So it feels like bullying shouldn't be as much of an issue now as it is, and yet it still probably happens. Obviously I don't know because I'm not in high school anymore, so I can't really tell you if it's still going on, but I feel like it shouldn't really be that much of an issue. But, this is the episode for it. If there is still an issue going on, this is the episode to show this is why bullying shouldn't be happening. And I like how they did the case in general, because it started off as just, is this actually a serial killer? Is this a psychopath? Or is this somebody with a grudge against the family? And so they started figuring out, okay, so maybe it's not a grudge against the family. So what if it is a serial killer as the next family's getting killed? And they slowly start to figure out, okay, so maybe it's somebody to do at the school, because these two kids that were left alive, both of them are bullies, so they're being left alive for that reason. They find this one counselor who we saw kind of give this one kid a look, like he might be, oh, what if he's the bad guy? So as soon as they started questioning, I'm like, okay, this is probably not the bad guy. But I like the fact that they kind of went here first, because it would make more sense to see, okay, who's the one that handles all the bullying cases? The counselor. So let's go ask him. And ultimately, they start to question him. They start to realize he was bullied himself, but you can see he kind of got over it, and he really knows how to handle these bullying situations. So it's like, okay, so it's not him. And then the third murder happens, and it's the kid who was bullying instead of his family this time. And they start to realize, wait, okay, the first two were organized. This one seems a lot more just juvenile from how it happened. And so they start to realize maybe it's a kid, and ultimately we see the kid that got tripped in the hallway talking to his friend, and we realize, oh, it's him. But I really like how they handled the case, because it really felt a lot more realistic than it normally does. Most of the time it's they go to a crime scene, they're getting clues, they're figuring out how the killer did everything, their emotion behind it. They figure out all that stuff. Garcia looks it up on the computer, finds the bad guy, and that's it. In this case, they had to figure it out. They had to go in. First, they're questioning this guy who's apparently having an affair with the wife, and then they start questioning, oh, is it somebody at the school? They find this counselor who's bullied in high school when he was a kid. They start questioning him because it looks like he might be possibly the suspect. So I just like the fact that it wasn't just the typical Criminal Minds, oh, let's go here, we get this clue, Garcia type it into the computer, spits out a name, and then that's the bad guy. It feels so much more realistic this way, because it's not always going to be, they go and then Garcia pulls the name out of the computer and then that's it. Sometimes they find somebody else that's not the killer. And typically those episodes are the ones that I enjoy a bit more, because a majority of the episodes are what I just said. Garcia pulls the name out. There have been a few, though, where a name comes out of the computer, they go question him, it turns out he's crazy too, but he's not the bad guy. This episode, it wasn't even he was crazy, it's just he was connected to the case. So I like how they handled that. Also, I like how they handled the kids in this situation. I thought it felt like normal high school kids. Like, some of it was a bit cheesy as far as the dialogue goes, but some of it did make sense. The emotion behind it. The actors were okay as far as the kids go. I mean, there's a couple of strange moments, like especially with the mom of the first girl screaming. Not all the time that you expect, oh, the the young actors are actually better than these adult actors, but her screaming was really, really weird. But I mean, as far as the kid actors go, I mean, I truly believed all of it. The scene at the end where we see what happened to this kid on the basketball court, I mean, you see the emotion on his face. It was really well done. So I like how they handled all of that. And then, of course, the team once again gets more focus in this episode. And like I said before, that's what I want to see more of. I don't want to see it be, oh, here's the case, the team figures it out, and that's it. I want to see the team interacting. I want to see them digging into each other's backstories a little bit. I want to see them getting along. I want to see interactions between them. Bringing in Alves to the team, he's no Morgan, but I like how they're incorporating him. I like how it started off where he is not quite into the team because he's been such a lone wolf this whole time. You see Garcia, like, at first trying not to be nice to him because, oh, nobody can replace Morgan. And then she's slowly warming up to him, starting to realize, oh, he's a dog lover. There's something I can connect with him on because I love dogs too. And she's starting to build a connection with him, but still kind of pushing him away because she doesn't want to have the same relationship with him as she did with Morgan. So I just like how they're interacting with each other. I like the little lines of dialogue thrown in here and there. Kind of what you'd expect, you know. Rossi and Alves are getting to the one of the suspects' houses, and he's just, as they're getting there, he's asking them about, so how are you with the team? You know, does this remind you of hunting down? I can't remember I think he was a bounty hunter or something like that, or so I can't remember exactly what he did, but he hunted down people, and so he said, you know, knocking door to door, does this remind you of that at all? And then of course the guy tries to run, so he gets a chance to tackle him. He's like, now this takes me back. So I like that they are doing a good job of really showing us the team and not just giving us this case and giving us this case. It's really it's a good way to keep the season going. It's a good way to keep my interest, because I'm not just interested in seeing, oh, what case is it going to be this week. That doesn't, like I've said before, I've seen 11 seasons of this. Now we're into the 12th season. I don't necessarily want to see, oh, what crazy person's going to be on this week. I want to see more of the team interacting. So, in my opinion, this was a good episode, a good Criminal Minds episode. You know, if you don't like Criminal Minds, you may not enjoy this, but I love Criminal Minds, and I feel like this is what I expect to see week after week. So, enjoyed it. Hope you guys did too. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? Let me know. We can talk about, discuss all that good stuff. Leave a like and subscribe for future Criminal Minds reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.